Welcome to Great Overload. I'm Anthony, and I will be reviewing the UniFi Protect G4 doorbell. So I purchased this camera a while back. I've done an install video on it as well as an unboxing video. And so the unboxing video is when I just got this. So I don't have the exact time in front of me, but it's been a while, and I've been using it a lot. I have it configured for me and my wife to both get notifications for it. She has her own account on this or on the UniFi Protect side, so that she can go and view all the camera setup, what she wants for notifications, and it works pretty seamlessly for her overall when the device does not have to be reset. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So the install though and the setup, very easy, very straightforward. Ubiquiti did a good job. When it works, it's very, very easy. I know that they just fixed a bug in there as well, and that's one thing with Ubiquiti that you're gonna get is that their software is improving. And I'll put it in a positive light there and say that it is improving. Um, Maybe I do something on Ubiquiti software video on that, just where I think they could improve on, especially in the testing side to release side, because that's kind of a lot of what I do at work as well, during in my day job. So uh, yeah, there's a lot of good though out of this doorbell, right? So this thing is going to add into your current Ubiquiti system with the UniFi system. The UniFi Protect is on the UDM Pro. I just threw in a hard drive, and then I said, "Hey, adopt this camera," and we're off to the races. So that was really, really one good thing about this, of how easy the setup is. Makes it easy for management. Go in. It's also local storage, which is one thing I really wanted, was to have local storage, and also to get a doorbell with video on it was an incentive to my insurance company to say, hey, I got that as well. So there was that incentive out there that also kind of turned my head. Now this was, I think, $299 when I bought it, and while that was a little bit of a hurdle for me to get over price wise, I figured it was kind of worth the investment overall to kind of, well, one, insurance company was partially incentivizing that as well, but also to be able to, as I work from home, and I think even if I was going back into the office regularly, that I would be able to see who's at the door, manage this a little bit remotely. Plus, with kids and everything else, having the ability to, and plus when I'm working from home here downstairs, I can go and watch this. If there's somebody that rings the doorbell, I can answer it. I can, open it up, etc. And my wife can be notified as well, which actually is a huge help. So now let's get into some of the irritating parts or the not so good parts. First, I will say is that I use a lot of beta software, and I am testing out their beta firmwares a lot of times. So with that, it comes with, some territory where there may be some bugs, and I understand that I'm willing to work through some bugs. I also just want to let people know at the same time that don't think that this is going to be a, no issue setup at all. There may be some issues that you run into, and you're going to have to figure them out. So my setup is pretty basic. I had multiple IoT SSIDs, and then I have one main one for users. From there, I go and where my camera was on was a combined band and Ubiquiti software, both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. One time after an update, I all of a sudden noticed it wasn't connected, and this happened to be a day. I happened to notice later in the day, which was 6 degrees outside. So not very fun to go out and try to fix a camera in 6 degrees. So maybe that's what rubbed me a little bit more of, oh, this is not that good. But you want to fix it too, because once you reset the camera, so I go outside and I reset it, and then it does a little time chime thing, and it's getting so cold, I'm cold, that I want to put it down, but it keeps going through this little, hey, set me up, set me up. So I go through, set it up, and I'm trying to connect to the combined band for this, and it doesn't connect. And it does this. I reset it 3 times. It doesn't connect each time. Then I go through and I decide, fine, I will just decide to go a different route. I will connect it to the 2.4 gigahertz only, and that setup worked just fine. It was up and going in a matter of seconds after I did that adoption through that band rather than the combined band. So that seems to be fixed. I switched this back to the, or I switched the wireless I was on to a combined band, and it seems like Ubiquiti may have actually fixed some things in the whatever setup side it was. I don't think it was the camera. I think it was more of the SSID setup in their wireless tools, but because I'm running 3 of their wireless access points, but that's all I can really gather at because I didn't spend that much time. In 60-degree weather and getting colder, you kind of make your decisions fast and just get the thing working rather than trying to diagnose what's actually going on. Then one thing that I also did was that a couple days ago I was trying to see if you swap drives, what exactly happened. So first time I did this, it worked just fine. Continue recording, and it records basically everything with notifications for motion, which is roughly about 30 some gigs a day for this camera. Now I'm going through and decided to switch out to an SSD. I was reading some stuff on Reddit about, hey, trying out an SSD. I said, I'm game. I got an extra SSD. Let's find out how good it is. Maybe I'll switch over to an SSD. Come to find out, wow, the SSD is amazing with the UDM Pro and Protect. Loading up is so much faster. You can just, you hit the Protect, it connects, it loads up. It's really quick, and you can access and you scrub through the video, the timeline quickly, and it updates. You don't have to sit there and wait. So that was a huge plus. I liked it a lot. However, when I moved over to the SSD, for some reason, my camera disconnected. Boy, that doesn't make any sense. Why would your camera just get disconnect? That's not something you really look forward to. Well, at least it was a little bit warmer. It was, closer to upper 20s, well, mid 20s. I was happier, right? That's better than 6. So I did reset that. It reconnected. Had to go through a little bit of setup of my notifications again, and you're good to go. So the great thing is that when you reset it, it's a 5-second hold to reset it. You reconnect it. It works quite seamlessly, and I'm very happy about that. Now, in this setup, it's in that second reset. I was still going to only 2.4. I've only just switched over to the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz band. I have not tried to reset it and tried to connect it to that band yet. I'm a little afraid to, so I'm not going to do it. But if it does come down to that again, I will try that and I'll do an update video. But that is that's kind of a little bit of the reset bugs I've been having here. Let's get into some of the decoupling of the UniFi account. Having your local account, having it make not so reliant on that. I think Ubiquiti is moving in the right direction. They need to do a better job though. These online accounts should be able to access the device when the device is not connected to the internet at all, or if the user blocks it and only wants it local. That needs to improve a little bit, especially when their service goes down or out. You shouldn't be restricted on what you can connect. And UniFi had an outage here on the Protect side, which has some improvements. I think that they need to still work more on top of that. Now, maybe you have a comment below on what you think and what you'd like to see, and I'd love to read those comments as well. So post them below because let me know where you think Ubiquiti can go as well. Now, I mentioned a little bit about the SSDs, but that's one huge positive is the SSDs accessing the camera. I know I said a little bit about the negative side where it switches out, but how fast it loads from the UDM Pro to be able to go through a timeline, especially on phones, desktop, whatever I'm connected to, it has been a huge plus. I've only been testing this for about 3-4 days, but it was a good switch for the last 3-4 days. Now, one concern people may come up is, well, UniFi killed off the video stuff. What are they going to do there? Yeah, with the Protect side, I hope that they keep this line going. If they EOL stuff and EOL stuff quickly, it's going to be a huge disappointment to me. I dropped, and I will leave my opinion right in a video as well. Dropping $300, and a lot of these cameras are expensive. You should be able to hold out on those and have a very long service life for them as well. That's one concern I have with a lot of products is, will prices increase? Will it be a not as good as value anymore, so the price entry is not worth it? And will it kill it off? So those are my concerns. I also would like them to be more feature rich and improve in stability, right? That's a huge thing for me, is that I've read some stuff. I haven't had any other doorbell camera, so I'm not comparing this to anything else, but others have said where they can do certain things on other cameras that this one cannot do yet, and that's where the feature richness needs to improve, and then also stabilities, right? If I, I understand I test beta software, but if you have another user that, is buying this, spending $300 on it, and you're having issues that I'm having, and they don't want to deal with it, that kind of leaves a black eye on the product. Even though this is a very good product, it works quite well. I've been very impressed with it, right? I'm here in Wisconsin, right? It's been tortured this winter with all the snow that we've gotten, and cold weather, heat. Um, we've had a couple warm days before it got cold when I had this thing. So there's that part of it as well. Now, some good stuff too is that when you press the doorbell, go to ring it, it's got less than 2 seconds to my phone when I'm out in LTE. So that is a very good response time, I feel like, and that's something that they did a really good job on. The multiple user setup, having those, being able to have my wife set up in it and her to get the notification as well is a big deal. The easy use for her to understand it, right? Her only problem is when I have to reconnect the camera, I have to go into her phone and set it up, and that the phone as well kicks her off every, what is it, 30 days or so. Just Ubiquiti, if it's protected, with she has, a PIN and a fingerprint login on her phone, just leave it open, or just allow her to store the password and then do, a fingerprint unlock or a PIN unlock to make it easier, because to have her to relog in each time is just another hurdle for her to go through and do, which, I try to make technology as easy as possible. She's not a tech person like I am, and try to make it easy as possible so she enjoys using it rather than it being a hindrance, right? It has to be inviting and it has to be easy to use. Now, the notification kind of needs work, I think, as well, though. Just a little, it's good, right? I like that it's underneath 2 seconds. But another thing that I should do too is be more feature rich. So going through and just thinking about these products, right? They have the NVR as well out there. I'd also like to see them still support third-party stuff, support an NAS. People have these servers that they want to work on, or a different setup to do storage. That'd be a good thing that Ubiquiti could do. And the more you do this, the more you kind of create a more open environment. Ubiquiti is the moment that you're going to have more customers, because people like to see that openness. And I hope that they go that way more and more. Right? That's my one thing that I hope that they really do. Would make this product really amazing if they can keep improving it, do more openness with it, increase stability, and I think it's going to be one that can really compete with other top companies out there at this time. So with that, that's kind of my thoughts on this whole thing. Would I recommend it? If you have a Ubiquiti setup, definitely. If you are thinking about moving to Ubiquiti setup and having this as a local thing is a deciding factor, yes. If you're going to move your whole network over because of this, no. Um, I would go with what is it, their NVR to get that. Maybe do the setup with this and multiple other one of their cameras to make it worthwhile. And I do plan on adding in more cameras. They're just a little pricey, and so it makes it hard to just say, oh yeah, I'm going to get a whole bunch and let's put them in. But there's room here that I really want to work on it and get more of their setup, because I really like it. I really like what they've done with this doorbell. It works well. The light works great as you approach it. I have a little bit of unique house where my bottom of my house is stone that comes out. So there's a little bit of a bounce back of light on that, but it works great. The camera works great. And yeah, the little LED not hitting the ground as much is fine, right? You can still see everything you need to see at night here. So with that, let me know if you have any questions or thoughts on the G4 doorbell by Ubiquiti, the UniFi Protect stuff. I'll be more than willing to take a look at it, try to answer it the best that I can with these things. The mic and the speaker, if you have questions about that, I will mention that here a little bit at the end of the video. It actually works better after I reset it. I don't know why, but after I reset it, for having it up and running since I first installed it, for some reason, you can hear me now outside the door. If you talk outside, I can hear you perfectly. No idea. It works better. So I don't know what that's contributed to, but that's just something to note there as well. But I I really like this thing so far. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for helping this channel grow and for your support. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. And until next time, God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.